This is the capital city of Argentina, a huge place with a population of around about 12 million people, making it the third biggest city in Latin America behind Mexico City and Sao Paulo. Well, the All Blacks have 2 wins behind them now, Cordoba and Rosario, but one of the major talking points has been the injuries to key players. But fortunately for the All Blacks, 2 of those key players are back for today's game.
In the end, it was only just a slight tear, nothing too serious, and really been working hard at it and praying hard about it. It's come out really good.
Must have been terribly disappointing to be, lasting less than a minute in the...
It was, touring is all about, it was great to get the first game and I was feeling really good. And, get the tour away on a good start, and unless you've had a game, you sort of can't really get fully into the tour and you can't enjoy it as much as you'd like.
You've just come through the final training session. How's the leg feel?
A little bit tired towards the end, but we've iced it and we'll just see how it is tomorrow. I stretched out a couple of times, which gives me a bit of confidence to go into tomorrow's game.
How did it actually happen?
Well, after I did my ankle strapped and we warmed up and went into the game before Cordoba, and I really stretched out, powered off, and it just grabbed me just on the side, whether it was through my ankle or just favouring that leg because of my ankle, and put a little bit too much strain on it. So it wasn't too bad, and hopefully I'll come through tomorrow.
And so today's game is against the Buenos Aires selection, players from clubs around the capital city of Argentina. And the match is to be played at the Sarsfield Stadium, which will be the scene later in the tour of the 2 test matches. Let's go now to the highlights of the game. And so the All Blacks' third match on tour about to get underway here at the Sarsfield Stadium in Buenos Aires against the Buenos Aires selection team. And there's a bit of a breeze down at ground level. In the first half, the All Blacks will be playing into it, and they have early ball. Cross from Mannix, and this is Walter Little at second 5'8", back to Mannix. 12 metres on the Buenos Aires side of halfway. All Blacks today having Steve McDowell and Michael Jones back, as well as Joe Stanley. And playing at fullback, Shane Philpott, playing in his third match on tour, and that's sliced off the side of his boot. Not a good kick, and the whistle's gone, though. The referee is Miguel Peironi from Rosario, and we're going back to a scrum, way back, in fact, on the Buenos Aires side of halfway, and it's going to be the All Black ball into the scrum. So that's a quick look at the selection side as All Black scrum going back here. This is a good scrum from the Buenos Aires side. There's some hard men up front. It's been hooked back by Zinzan. Here's an early kick from Mannix, kicking into the breeze. Chris Kuolo calling for the fair catch and has been awarded the mark. As you can see, there are quite a few empty spaces in this vast stadium. We expect it will be full, though, for the test matches. And so we go to the first line out of the game, which will be 5 metres on the Buenos Aires side of halfway. Gary Whitten, the All Black captain, at number 2 in the line-out. Chris Tregaskis, Michael Jones, welcome return after just 40 seconds of the game in Rosario. He was off the field. Good tap by Whitten. Away it comes to Mannix. He's going to kick again. This one is not such a good kick. Holding up in the breeze, bouncing on the Buenos Aires side and take it in. Back it comes to Omgren. He's the player that was against the All Blacks in the test match, charged by Mannix. And it's speculated across the touchline as Simon Mannix sought to regain that. Quickly thrown by the All Blacks, playing the game at speed. Flicked across by Bashev across to Stanley. Long one across to Kerwin, given room to move. John Kerwin gets away from his marker, and the first try is scored by John Kerwin. And so that record of scoring in every match against Argentinian side is maintained very early in the match. In fact, we've only been going 3 minutes, and John Kerwin with an outside swerve. It was quick thinking by the All Blacks. They ran it quickly, and the pass across to Kerwin gave him room to move, and he stood up the fullback, and away went round him. And a very good try indeed, scored by John Kerwin, his 51st try for the All Blacks, and they lead by 4-0. back live now as the ball is kicked downfield. Just on the All Black side of halfway, and Zinzan has it. Nicely freed up to Mannix. Here's Stanley coming up on the right wing side. Oh, that looked like a foot trick to me as Philpott went down. Not called, though, by the referee. And the All Blacks get another penalty. So I don't know whether he was playing advantage or not there. But when Philpott went in field, it looked for all the world like a foot trip. And here we go then. Mannix is going to have a shot at goal from 8 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Looks like a hand problem, finger problem for Graham Purvis. David Abercrombie, the All Black physio there. Well, maybe he's putting a little Vaseline on the eyebrows. Mannix from 45 metres, hit it very well indeed. That's an excellent kick by Simon Mannix. And that gives the All Blacks a 7-0 lead after 11 minutes play in the first half. Referee once again insisting that he wants a gap between the lines. Tap by Wetton, nicely to Bashop. Here's Mannix, missing little this time, up to Joe Stanley, running hard and straight. Gets out of 3 or 4 tackles, does Smoking Joe. On the blind side come the All Blacks now. Philpott didn't let it go and has found himself at the bottom of the ruck, but the All Blacks have won good ruck ball here. Mannix straight across to Stanley, puts Stanley in the gap. Now Terry Wright has a straight run in here. He should have too much pace. And the wingers have scored tries. John Kerwin got the first one. Terry Wright, who got 5 in Rosario, gets his first for the day. And it's 11 points to 0. Well, it's all about good ruck ball here, and Stanley was put in the gap, and once that was done, he drew the last line of defence, and Terry Wright, with his extreme pace on the left wing side, is away to score yet another try on tour, and the All Blacks are now 11-0 ahead after 21 minutes. Mannix has just converted that, and so it's 13 points to 0. So Bosch with the throw, tapped by Yul Untidy. Here goes the lively flankler, Erara Razaval, the man with the awkward name. Charging on goes Bombardi, and Lockford Bombardi scores the try. Well, it was set up by the flanker, Erara Zaval, with a big charge straight at Simon Mannix. The All Blacks finally got him to ground, but the ball was left there, and Mariano Bombardi, the big lock forward, thumped across to score a well-taken try. Here's Mendes with the conversion, duly made, and it's now 13 points to 6. Mannix restarting. Good kick out, just the 10 metres. Ball tapped around, taken in by Andy Earl, playing his third match on tour. Thrives on the hard work, does the Canterbury player. Freed quickly by Basham, up to Walter Little, running hard and straight. Hands it up to Michael Jones. Haven't seen much of Jones so far in the first 25 minutes, just feeling his way around the field. You can see there the big bandage on Steve McDowell's right hamstring as well. It's the left hamstring of Michael Jones. But that was good support play by Jones. It looks to me like the loose head prop on this side, Rockar, the former Puma, is having awful problems against Graham Purvis. That's 2 or 3 times he's crashed to the deck. This time the referee has given the All Blacks a penalty. And this is straight out in front for Simon Mannix. That's the 22 you can see. There it is, about a kick of about 35 metres for Mannix. Mannix turns, runs away, he knows it's over. Another penalty goal to Simon Mannix. That's his second of the day. And now the All Blacks out to 16 points to 6. A few minutes out from half-time, Sean Fitzpatrick with the All Blacks leading by 16 to 6. That's good line-out ball. Mannix is going to kick with the left boot. Oh, this could be interesting. Coming down near the line, Walter Little closing in. But it's well claimed by fullback Chris Tuolo. That was a timely mark taken by the fullback as he went to ground under a heavy tackle from Walter Little. But a good save. Kick's not going to find touch. Kerwin waits. Kerwin will run it up. He has good support from Zinzan Brook, who's running very strongly. Gets support in field. Oh, the ball, in fact, is partially intercepted by Irarazaval. And so it's a chance here for the All Blacks just on half-time. Leading by 16 points to 6. Looking for another try in the first spell of this match. Holding in the back is Brook. They certainly have the weight on this selection side. Brook continues to control it. Here's Andy Earl picking up. Goes to ground. Now Basham. Away to Mannix. Long one out to Stanley. Well and truly contained in centre field, Joe Stanley, but if the All Blacks can turn this over quickly, but the whistle's gone, that would have been a good ruck to win that because they were right in centre field. Basham will be looking to feed this quickly, I would think. Otherwise, the half-time whistle will go. Well, it's gone anyway. So that's the end of the first half of this match at the Velosarsfield Stadium in Buenos Aires, the third on the All Black tour, and they lead at the break by 16 points to 6. Quickly thrown by the All Blacks, playing the game at speed. Flicked across by Basham across to Stanley. Long one across to Kerwin, given room to move. John Kerwin gets away from his marker, and the first try is scored by John Kerwin. Eight minutes into the second half here. Lovely take by Bombardi. Here's Mendez across to Lanfranco. Good run by left wing three-quarter Marcelo Habib. Good work here by the Buenos Aires selection side. Losing the ball forward, though, is the fullback, Chris Coelho. Well, the Buenos Aires selection backline look very, very dangerous when they give it a go, but they so rarely do. Referee checking with the touch judge, and it will be All Black ball. Gary Wetton jumping very, very well at number 2 in the line-out. Grabs another one for the All Blacks. Now Basham, away to Mannix, and offside this time against the local side. Mannix takes it quickly, hands it up to Jones. And not 10 metres, so here we go again. Ball knocked away from Graham Basham. There'll be another 10, I think. Well, that's 20, and I think it'll be a kick at goal from here. Silly stuff, really. As the All Blacks went to take a quick one, it was knocked away once again. And so now Simon Mannix is going to attempt a penalty goal. Here's Mannix. Struck this one very well. He runs away immediately. Another penalty goal for Mannix. That's 3 for him today. And the All Blacks lead by 19 points to 6. Those were the first points in the second half. You can see Simon Mannix, as we saw in the first half. He turns and runs away. Doesn't need to watch it go over. It's straight and through. 19 to 6. Sean Fitzpatrick on defence. Gary Wetton being used near the front of the line-out once again. Whistle's gone, though. Scrum fed by Olgren, big scrum from the All Blacks. Here's Mendez, straight across to Lanfranco. Charge coming from the centre three-quarter Marguerite. Looks like it might come on the Buenos Aires selection side. It does. Here's Lanfranco. Chris Coelho, well taken by Mannix. Flipped it up. Here's a run from Terry Wright. They won't stop him, I don't think. He'll be too fast. And Terry Wright's going to skirt away and get the second try. His second try, the third for the All Blacks. Very much against the run of play. But as they say, we'll take him. And Terry Wright gets it from inside his own half. And the All Blacks lead by 23 points to 6. And you can see that the Buenos Aires selection team were in possession, and Terry Wright just out from his own 22. And the speedster of this All Black side races away for his 7th try of the tour against the run of play. And that gives the All Blacks the lead by 23 points to 6. Nobody to beat. The fullback was up in the line. And Terry Wright, as he does so often for Auckland, running away with Mannix to line up what should be an easy conversion. And the All Blacks really with 6 bonus points there, lead by 25 to 6. Bosch in defence. Gary Wetton up to tap it for the All Blacks. Bishop can't hang on to it. He's taken in by the prop forward Noriega. Tapped up skillfully by Steve McDowell. Long pass across by Mannix. Had little going back. He gives it up to Joe Stanley. Stanley sets it for the All Blacks. In over the top they go. Players offside all over the place, but the All Blacks have it. Nice little kick here by Walter Little. It sits up nicely for Kerwin. Oh, that's going to be a lovely try. John Kerwin to get his second. Clever little kick through by Walter Little. And that's the second for John Kerwin today. And the All Blacks go out now to 29 to 6. Lovely little kick. Set up well for Kerwin. You can see Shane Philpott was there also. And Kerwin with a little hop, step and a jump gets through for the try. Bosch looking towards the back, tapped nicely by Brooke away to Mannix. Quickly on to Little. Joe Stanley charging hard again at the defence. And once again, penalty. You can see that man diving over the top. It was number 6 once again, Herrera Zaval. And he prevented the ball coming back. The All Blacks have the penalty. And at 29 points to 6, Gary Wetton has said, we won't kick for goal. Let's try one of the set moves. So 4 of the All Black forwards, Fitzpatrick, Wetton, Purvis and Tregaskis, lining. Taking a wee while to set this one up. Right, they've got it set now. Bishop. Up it comes. It's held by Fitzpatrick. Everybody looked a little indecisive. Now Mannix. Kick ahead for Terry Wright down the left wing side. Not a bad kick either, but Wright's been ruled offside by the looks of things. So back we go. So it took a long time to set the move up, really, and it didn't come to a heck of a lot. So back we go to 8 metres on the Buenos Aires selection side of halfway. Here it is. Sean Fitzpatrick looked as though he sort of copped it by accident, really. Omgren frees it up to Chris Carollo. Gets tipped up by Bishop in the tackle. All Blacks pouring in over the top. But it's come once again for the selection side, and again the whistle blows. Well, we've had a lot of penalties in this game. Taken quickly by Mendes this time. Frees the hands in the tackle nicely. Chris Carollo again. This is the number 8 forward, Echi Goyan. 15 out from the 22. Here they come again. Working in bursts, really. Big, solid tackle by Michael Jones. It was a fair tackle too. Good pass in field of Mendes. Oh, here's a chance. Out to Ptolemy. Movement just losing a bit of its impetus there. 15 metres out from the All Black line. Good continuous play here by the Buenos Aires selection side. Hello, they're going to make a penalty. Well, the referee's blown a real tune on his whistle this afternoon, but the crowd standing and applauding. Very good move by the Buenos Aires selection team. Some lovely in-passing here, but it just lost a wee bit there as the right wing three-quarter, Ptolemy, had to just wait for the pass to arrive before he was able to get underway. And it's at this point the All Blacks are penalised, just as the ball in fact looks to be coming free. Little stutter step, and this one looks to be good. Yes, it is. Lanfranco has the goal that has the All Blacks leading by 29 points to 9. Sweetly struck, never any doubt about it. And after about 28 minutes in the second half, it's 29-9 to the All Blacks. 4 tries scored by the All Blacks today, 2 to Wright, 2 to Kerwin. And 1 scored by the Buenos Aires selection team. Ball One in the line out. Bashop away to Mannix. Mannix frees it up for Little. Right there is Michael Jones. Bashop gets it away to Shane Philpott, who played so very well in the match at Cordoba when he came on at centre 3/4. He's back at fullback today, though. Now Bashop up to Little. Long one across to Kerwin. Bit of room to move again. John Kerwin gets away, and Kerwin is in great form over here. Pushes his man out of the road. Gets try number 3. Plants it down in the corner. And this is the sort of form we saw John Kerwin in 1985 as a 21-year-old when he was here. Have a look at the way he just brushes aside his marker as the long pass goes across from Walter Little. Kerwin, lovely outside swerve, pushes off Machalo Habib and is in at the corner for his 3rd try of the day. The All Blacks out to 33-9. Fitzpatrick to throw to this line-out. The line-out's forming very quickly. $33 points to 9. New Zealand ahead. Beautifully taken by Andy Earl. That's quality line-out ball for the All Blacks. Now Mannix straight across to Stanley. Pops it up for Walter Little. Almost got through the gap. Mannix was first man there to secure the loose ball back. Had Fitzpatrick with him. 5 metres on the All Blacks side of halfway. And here comes a big charge from Graham Purvis. Looking for his support, which is there in the form of Sean Fitzpatrick. He just couldn't get the pass away. Now the All Blacks look to set it up, and hello, there's another penalty. And a bit of a dust-up going on here. Referee in there sorting it all out. Nothing really to write home about. Anyway, the All Blacks have a penalty. Referee's got to call out the 2 skippers. So Gary Wetton and Adria Roca having a bit of a yarn. Don't know whether it's in Spanish or not, but Gary Wetton's nodding. I'm sure it's the old story of just settle it down. Well, that's an awful kick by Mannix. He was going to kick it for touch, I think, or just lob it in behind the local back line, but it went straight, as you saw, to the opposition. The All Blacks, though, look as though they might have regained this. They have. Now Bashop up to Mannix. Had to run, really, because the inside backs are... Here's Michael Jones stretching out for the first time in the game. Up to Sean Fitzpatrick. Good tackle put on him 8 metres on the Buenos Aires side of halfway. The referee blows it up very quickly. Didn't play any advantage there. And a lot of penalties in this game. And there's another injury. All Blacks to take a kick, and Bashop puts a high one up. And the ball bounces away from the fullback, but fortunately doesn't bounce back into the All Black hands. Federico Mendes. Taken by the All Blacks. This time they're going to roll the maul. Strong run this time by Steve McDowell. Up it comes Bashop. Infield to Kerwin. Nice little pass from Mannix. Kerwin has support there from, I think it was Fitzpatrick. 15 metres out from the line, and once again the All Blacks not able to free it. A lot of the Argentine players tend to dive in over the top. You could see that once again, preventing the ball coming back. So Bashop to feed in a good attacking position. David Abercrombie there in the hat. John Mayhew look on. Here is Bashop. Away he goes, Graham Bashop, and stretches out and is just short. No, where is he? Referee says a try. Oh boy, the crowd don't like that. We might have another look on the replay. Here is Graham Bashop. He didn't have anyone there to pass to, so he had to keep going, and he stretched out. Oh, dear me, I think he's short, don't you? I think he is short, but the referee has given the try, and some of the crowd down close to the line aren't too impressed. I don't think he got it onto the line. Nevertheless, the try has been given. Just a few minutes left in the game. The All Blacks with 6 tries so far, by 37 points to 9. Good line-out win again by Gary Wetton. Spinning it wide again. Kerwin has been quite outstanding. Terry Wright gets through, but well taken in the tackle. 10-metre line, All Black territory. All Blacks looking for quick ball again. Here's Basham having a go. Gets support in field from Fitzpatrick, who's had a lively game. Back inside it goes to Purvis, and the ball's been lost forward by the All Blacks. Six tries to 1 in the match. Hasn't been exactly a vintage performance by the All Blacks. Here's Mendes. All Blacks defence has been sound in centre field. Jones gets there to help. Looking to turn it over, but once again it's a scrum. And in fact, that's the end of the match. And so the All Blacks make it 3 out of 3 on their tour of Argentina. Not a totally convincing performance. They led by 16 points to 6 at half-time. John Kerwin got 3 tries and really starred out on the right wing side. But I'm sure Alex Wiley won't be totally happy with that All Black performance. They've beaten the Buenos Aires selection side here by 37 to 9.
Well, John Kerwin, congratulations. The record's still intact. The try against you every time you play an Argentinian team.
Yeah, quite happy to dot down early too, but sort of after that things went a bit quiet. Funny sort of game, really.
Yeah, what do you think caused it? It was not lacklustre, but the referee seemed to play a big part, put it that way.
Yeah, it was hard to get back play going because they seemed to be right up and the ref didn't pick them up. We probably didn't do some early things like set some good targets, and like I said, we scored early and then we sort of went a little bit like that. But it came together in the end, and I think we can go away and learn from it. That's what Argentinian football was like in '85. They're not scared to tackle, and they get in, and you're not allowed to ruck over here, so the boys sort of go into the rucks and they dive in, and it's you get some ugly ball, but I guess it's something we have to work on.
Policy seems to be to move the ball wide. Was that the plan again today?
Yeah, it's nice to think that most of the tries have been scored out wide. I think that's where their weakness is. Because they're so keen to get up, you can actually work off the pass. So, like Joe and Walter threw a couple of passes today, and I could actually run off it. Because they're up so flat, I could get on the outside. So, yeah, if that's where you can beat them, then that's where we've got to play.
Now, the members of the Bernie McCarville fan club are a bit worried about you and Terry Wright. You're costing them heaps.
Yeah, another $25, so they won't be too happy, but I have to pay as well, so that's the way it goes.
Well, Gary Wetton, 3 out of 3. How would you sum up that performance?
The game's over. Thank God.
Yeah.
No, it was not a pretty performance. We found it very frustrating. Obviously, we didn't play as well as we would have liked. There were some very extraordinary circumstances why that happened, but that's rugby over here, and we've got to expect that.
What was the major problem? They seemed to like killing the ball a bit.
Yeah, they killed the ball. They played very small in rugby. They definitely stretched the rules a fair bit, and I suppose you can get away with it, fair enough. We wanted to play a bit of rugby and we couldn't, and perhaps we took a bit too long to adjust to going to a really straightforward, not negative sort of rugby, but one that's very straightforward, put the ball in the air or chip it through and not have it in the hand so much, because we just couldn't get through every time we put it out in our back line, whether it was first phase or good second phase. They were right on top of us.
Once again, though, the policy seems to be to move the ball wide if possible.
Yes, I think we just have to work out. We'd like to do that. We've got the ability and the pace, but you've got to work out when you do that and when you don't. I think once we get that down to it, and we're obviously working towards the test matches, then hopefully we should be right on the mark.
What about the physical side of things? They look fairly tough up front, some of these forward packs.
Yeah, they certainly know how to mix it in there. I think the guys are still a little bit unsure of the rucking rule here, and it's perhaps going against us a bit. I think we just really have to put that behind us and play our natural forward game and get low and get driving through, and I think that's something we'll work on this week.
And from your own point of view, Gary, some good line-out ball there at number 2.
Yeah, I don't think I was marking too much of a giant, but Sean was throwing right on the mark, and that makes anyone's job that much easier.
So really it was a match that didn't have a lot of continuity, but it was a win nonetheless for the All Blacks by 37 points to 9, and continues their preparation for the first test match here at the Sarsfield Stadium in 2 weeks from today. Well, the All Blacks head off now to Tucumán to play the provincial champions, and they really are expecting a tough battle up there. Well, that's the story from Buenos Aires, the capital city of Argentina. Back to you in Auckland, Jeff.
Thank you, Grant. The All Blacks overcoming the spoiling tactics and getting another big win. We'll have comment from Andy Hayden shortly. Just checking that midweek game with Tucumán. They're a side with quite a reputation, and if you wanted to be kind about it, you would describe them as very competitive. Highlights of Game 4 of the tour on Saturday afternoon on The Big Game.
Looks like it might come on the Buenos Aires selection side. It does. Here's Lane Franco. Chris Kuolda, well taken by Manage. Flipped it up. Here's a run from Terry Wright. They won't stop him, I don't think. He'll be too fast. Terry Wright's going to skirt away and get the second try. His second try, the third for the All Blacks. Very much against the run of play, but as they say, we'll take it.
Highlights coverage of the All Blacks Tour of Argentina was proudly presented by One World of Sport and Steinlager Limited, official sponsor of the All Blacks.
Now Basham up to Little.